Welcome to a new episode of Coach's Corner, this time cheer edition. I'm Jake Lancer with Spencer Barber for HWTV, and today we're joined by Coach Egbart to sit down and chat about the cheer team this year. Coach, thank you for taking the time to chat with us. How's the season been so far?
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to chat with you all. The season's been great. We've been working hard. We are transitioning from football to basketball. We have a longer season. We support both football and basketball. So we're excited. We just went to the girls' game last night. It's been a lot of fun for us.
For our viewers, could you give us some background about your career at HW and then also your involvement in cheer before you got to HW?
Yeah, this is my 11th year at Harvard Westlake coaching. I started as an assistant coach for a few years, and then I've been the program head for the past, I think, 7 years. And dance has really been my life. I danced for the NBA, arena football. Most recently, I danced for Billie Eilish at Coachella. So I still train, and I'm a professional dancer myself. It's my world. It's what I love. I eat, sleep, breathe, dance, and cheer. So it's really fun for me to be able to teach the girls and show them everything that I've learned throughout my career.
So, Coach, over the years, how have you seen cheerleading and dancing evolve?
That's a good question. Well, as time goes on, honestly, athletes, which dancers are athletes, they just get better and better. It's like any sport. The more involvement in the sport or the art itself, the better the athletes become. So they're wildly capable of so much more than when I was in high school, just because the training is so much better and it's so much more evolved. It's always been a competitive sport. I think that there's just been more exposure to different dance styles or cheer styles. And so the level of athlete is much more advanced now than it was when I was their age.
Coach, how do you decide where each girl is positioned during the quarterly and halftime performances?
That all depends. It depends on a few things. Sometimes it can be the grade that they're in, whether they're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or a senior, or how many years they've been on the team. We really try our best to rotate the girls so they're not in one place all the time. Sometimes it can be the style of dance and what their strengths are. We all have different strengths in dance. Some are strong in hip hop, while others are strong in technical types of dance. So it all depends. There's a lot of factors that go into that. And it's always a lot of work to get them to move around, more than it looks like.
What are some of the differences for your squad between football to basketball season?
We dance a lot more in basketball season. We're hoping to change that in years to come, so they dance more in football along the sidelines. But in basketball, they run out for every full timeout to dance, as well as quarter breaks and halftime. So they are dancing a lot. They sit while they cheer during the game. That's different from football. Football, they stand the whole time. And they're predominantly cheering throughout the game with some dancing with drumline. But hopefully in years to come, we can get like a big speaker for them and they can dance during the game also. But they do a halftime at football. So the main difference is they dance way more during basketball season.
Coach, right now, your team only cheers for football and basketball. Do you have any interest in cheering for other sports?
Yeah, we get invites from different program heads, sometimes soccer, volleyball, and we attend those. Usually they're senior nights are the ones we attend, and we'll perform or we'll make a tunnel for the seniors on their senior night for those sports. But absolutely, we would be happy to attend anything we get invited to, or if there's an opportunity for us, we will always try to take it.
So, looking at basketball season, for example, we all see the amazing dances on game day, right? During halftime breaks, whatever it may be. Could you give us some info or insight into, let's say there's a game on Friday, what goes into the planning on starting on Monday? What's a week like for the team prepping for that game?
It takes a long time to get them to performance ready. They learn those pieces of choreography months before you see it, in dance intensives and camps. And then we spend sometimes 4 practices to clean them, set them. There's a lot involved. We have to clean them as a group, and then we have to set formations, get them moving. Then we have to set them either on the field or the court. There's a lot of work, but actual week of the game, we practice Tuesdays, Thursdays. So Tuesdays would be a cleaning, setting, and then Thursday run it. And then like for football, there'd be a Friday night game. But it takes weeks and months to get them to that performance space.
Coach, do you ever deal with any injuries? If so, what are some of the most common ones that you see?
Yes. Yes is the short answer. There's a lot of injury involved in dance, just inherently. I've had a broken arm, I've had a concussion. But the most common are weird, like little hip injuries, little tears in our muscles, a lot of pulled muscles, things that not too serious, thankfully, but that require obviously rest and attention. Back injuries happen quite a bit, and that all happens from overuse of the same muscle, because dance can be a little repetitive like any sport. And so the more you use something and the weaker it becomes, the more prone to injury. So the little tiny tears in muscles, those would be the most common for sure.
Who gets the music input? I mean, all the dances sort of have different songs. Is it the players or is it you? Sort of who gets to decide that?
It's myself or the guest choreographers that we'll bring in. We like to expose the girls to the industry's top choreographers, because it's fun for them to learn from different people and expose them to as much as we can. So it depends. I choose the music, or I'll allow the guest choreographers to choose the music. And then we have someone who edits the music for us to make it sound great and performance ready. So the half times, it's the choreographer's choice. The timeouts during basketball, that's my assistant coach and I, we choose the music, and it's a little bit of roulette. The girls don't know what they're going to hear when they run out onto the court. That's maybe a little fun fact. When they run out, they don't know what music we're going to play, and they just have to catch on and go with it. So it's really fun. I don't know if they would say it's fun, but it's fun for us because we get to surprise them. Yeah.
Are there any misconceptions about cheer that you would like to clear up?
Yeah. Our program at Harvard Westlake is unique in the sense that we are called cheer, but the girls are predominantly dancers. The program used to stunt. We took the stunting out, which is what cheer traditionally does. They stunt. So now we cheer during the game and then we dance for our performances. But I think for cheer and dance, either way, I think that it's seen as like easy or anyone can do it. And that's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow for us because we put in a lot of time and energy into our training. It's such a complex sport. There's so much involved. It's not black and white. There's a lot of subjective material in dance also. We actually have a parent and a family of one of our dancers who also had two boys play football at Harvard Westlake, and they come to me often and say, wow, she works just as hard as them. And I think that's what we want people to know, is we put in so much time and energy into our training. And it's tough. It's tough work.
Coach, what would you say to someone who's interested in joining cheer for their first time?
Please come try out. We love to see new faces at auditions. We hold auditions in late April, early May every year. But in preparation for that, I would say train in hip hop, ballet, and jazz dance styles. On a weekly basis would be most beneficial, but if you have a foundation in those three dance styles, that will really help you. Tumbling also helps, but weekly training, and then come to auditions. We love to see your faces.
Last question, Coach. Has there ever been male participation in the cheer team, and would you be open to that down the line if not?
We have had a male in our program. It's been a few years since then, but absolutely we'd be open to it. We would love it. We would welcome it. Obviously, there would be a different uniform, but yeah, we would absolutely be open to males auditioning and being part of the program.
Thank you for joining us here on another episode of Coach's Corner with Coach Egbart. Good luck to you, Coach, with the rest of your season. I'm Spencer Barber here with Jake Lancer, and we'll see you next time on Coach's Corner. Go Wolverines!